everybody, and thanks for tuning in. This is our very first edition of Community Corner. I'm Christopher Lewis with the Lewis Real Estate Group. Community Corner is a program where we go and meet with local business leaders and community leaders and discuss who they are and what they're all about and how they help you. So I'm sitting here with Dr. Robb Simms with Simms Family Chiropractic here in Ankeny. Dr. Simms, will you tell me just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Dr. Robb Simms. I live here in Ankeny. I have a practice here that I just opened up about a year ago and finally decided to venture out on my own and do things that way. I live here with my wife, Tammy, and our 2 kids, and we absolutely love the community. It was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Awesome. So what did you do before chiropractor or before you opened up this specifically?
So before opening my own clinic here, I was part of a group practice down in Des Moines with 4 docs down there, and it was a totally different environment, being more big city, that group atmosphere. So that was kind of cool. Got my legs under me. Got to learn a lot about the industry before making the leap up here to do things on my own.
Okay. Where are you located specifically in Ankeny, and how would people get a hold of you?
So I'm located basically at the intersection of 18th and Ankeny Boulevard. So right where the old Dolls is at, the Fletcher, the new restaurant in town, right next to Smoothie King. So kind of right in the middle of the north side of town. Probably the best way to get a hold of me is just to call the office at 515-964-0503, and I forward that to my cell phone. So pretty much any time of day I'm available.
Awesome. So how long have you been in this specific industry?
I have been in chiropractic for about 6 years now. Graduated 6 years ago, did an internship after school, and then spent about 5 years at that group practice down there.
So a lot of time it takes to get
it's
from here to there.
Yeah, it's a big commitment.
And what got you into your line of work?
So I knew from a pretty young age I wanted to do something in healthcare. I just always thought it was cool, and I wasn't sure what, and I shadowed a few different healthcare professionals through high school. And one of them ended up being the chiropractor in my small town, and his patients were happy and excited to be there. And it was just so different from some of the other professions that I saw. And I was like, this is great. This is what I want to do every day.
Wow. And how old were you when you decided that?
I think I was a junior in high school.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere in there. So.
A lot of people don't have they don't really know what they're going to do that early in life. So it's something that helps you really focus in on what you're going to do and then potentially afterwards. So now, can you tell us what type of services you offer?
Yeah, so pretty much manual chiropractic adjustments, hands-on adjusting, treating mostly headaches, neck pain, back pain, but like any other chiropractor, we treat a lot of different stuff, kind of whatever comes through the door. I do some rehab therapy work too, as well for my patients.
Okay. And what would you say sets you apart from your competition?
Yeah, so one of the things I pride myself on the most is communicating with my patients. Hearing what they have to say, what's going on with them, taking that into account, trying to be flexible as far as scheduling, treatment plans, all that sort of stuff. I'm not into the long-term treatment plans being committed for life. My first goal is to get you out of pain, get you feeling better, and then where we go from there is kind of up to the patient, letting them dictate that long-term care.
Okay, yeah, so you're not kind of like, get them in here and then, yep, you need this to happen, and then here's the next 10 years of your life, and you must come in every week.
It's more of the, what's the problem now? How are we going to fix this? Let's get rid of it. And then if you're wanting to do something beyond that, I'm here for you. We'll talk about it.
And you find in this industry that there is a lot of the other side of that, unfortunately?
There can be, and I think that that's something that there is a lot of, but it's also just kind of a misconception that we've had in our industry for a long time too.
And that was actually going to be something leads into the next question. What are some misconceptions in your industry that you'd like people to know?
That's one of the biggest ones, is just that I hear all the time, well, I've heard once you go to a chiropractor once, you have to go forever. And I have a lot of patients that see me every couple of weeks and have been for years, but it's totally their choice. It's one of those things where I'll try to maybe back them down to a little less frequent and get a lot of resistance. It's no, I need to be here, that sort of thing. So that's a lot of it, and just questions about whether or not it's safe. It's something that we get a lot, and it absolutely is. If it's done right and your chiropractor's taking his time and doing what's best for you, it's completely safe.
Sure, yeah. So you kind of hear those horror stories that everyone has heard from another person about how something broke or whatever.
Exactly. Yep.
And so that's not generally the case. Yeah. And you told me in our network group that you don't just adjust like the normal stuff that people think of, like the neck and the back. And what are some of the weird things that you would say that you adjust that people wouldn't
So that's
think
obviously
adjusted?
a majority of it is related to the spine, but we basically can adjust anything. I mean, whether it's toes, ankles, knees, jaws, ears, all that sort of stuff. There's different adjustments or treatment techniques that can be used to just kind of help your body function.
Why would someone need an ear adjustment?
So a lot of times it's more kids that are fighting ear
Okay.
infections, things like that. But the actual angle of the canals in the ear, when that gets out of place, can flatten out, which can lead to some fluid retention, stuff like that. So getting that realigned.
So Dr. Simms, who would you describe as your ideal customer?
So for me, one of the things that I enjoy most about my job is getting to work with families. When you get the whole group coming in here and you see them all making their health a priority and spending that time together, that's really rewarding to be a part of that. But really just the opportunity to help people in pain. So whether it's a person dealing with neck pain, back pain, headaches, arthritis, whatever it is, just being a part of that is really what's ideal to me. So anybody that's kind of fighting with that right now.
Okay, yeah, I think that a lot of times people misconstrue like their pain as being something that can only be fixed by going to like the ER, going to a doctor in that sense, or getting on pain medication because the pain won't go away, so they just need to put the meds in to alleviate the pain symptoms. But when they come to a chiropractor, sometimes you can find the cause that can actually remove the root cause of that pain.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of the times they've been told that this is just a chronic issue that you're dealing with, or this is something that you're just gonna have to manage for the rest of your life. And with chiropractic, we tend to look at it from a little different viewpoint. And seeing, maybe we're not going to be able to get rid of something 100%, but if you can reduce somebody's pain by 80, 90%, that makes a huge difference. You're kind of giving them their life back and letting them function better than they thought they ever might. So.
Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. So if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
So I have a little bit of an obsession with baseball. So if I could be doing anything else, it would probably be just traveling, seeing the country, seeing different stadiums, taking in a different game every night, and just enjoying that.
How many stadiums do you think you've seen so far, been to?
Oh, probably 4 or 5, somewhere in there. Not a lot, but that's kind of the bucket list long term.
Yeah, sure. What's your favorite?
Wrigley Field.
My guy. Yeah, that's awesome. So what advice would you give the people here who are watching right now in live, professional, personal? What kind of advice would you give them?
One of my favorite things to talk to people about is that it's never too early in life to make an investment in your health. Whether you are, just getting out of college, you're attacking your professional career, you're focused on that, you're just having kids, whatever phase you're at, there's always time to make health a priority before it's too late. And it's something that we think about a lot as we get older. We're more focused on health. How can we get it back? But it's easier to just never lose it in the first place.
Absolutely, yeah. If you start early, when you feel like you don't need to, will actually prevent a lot of the problems that you might see in the future as well. So last question here. Iowa or Iowa State?
Huskers, baby. Go Big Red.
Oh, man. I don't know if I can recommend you after that, Rob. Dr. Robb's a great guy. I know him personally. I would recommend him to anybody, even if he has a Huskers fan. Just remember they're defeated this year. They haven't won a single game. So why do you think that is? I thought Frost was your savior.
I think it's for the movie rights. I think we're going to sell this in 2 or 3 years when we're undefeated and winning titles. Kind of started from the bottom.
Now we're here.
Yep.
It's awesome. So I'm going to leave you guys with this quote. Nothing is impossible. The word itself means I'm possible. So the first person to comment who actually said that quote will win a special prize. So thanks again for tuning in, everybody. I'm Christopher Lewis with the Lewis Real Estate Group. And you just listened to Dr. Robb Simms from Simms Family Chiropractic.
It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling. You're growing inside, and when you wake up, ready to say, I think I'll make a snappy new day. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling. The feeling that I'll be back when the day is new. And I'll have more ideas for you. And you'll have things you'll want to talk about. I will